We are excited to welcome your judges today, Mr. Shane Bedwell of Holt, Missouri, and Mr. Kyle Perez of Nara Vista, New Mexico.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. My voice is a little scratchy, but looking forward to the next couple days, and certainly doing this with Kyle. Going to be quite enjoyable. We're going to have fun out here, so I hope you do. Long ringside and as exhibitors, we've got a really nice pair of March heifers to start off with, and for Kyle and I, it was just the extra rib and body doability in this heifer that leads off the class. She has just a little bit more of that body volume to her, a little easier fleshing female, we thought. Female coming next in seconds, probably a little smoother up through that front shoulder, maybe a little bit longer and more extended there through her neck. Certainly appreciate how she sets up in the ring, just not quite the substance, not quite in her as that class winner. Thank you.
Well, congratulations over here in your Simmental Fullblood show. First place in Class 1 goes to back number 60431, Logan Farms of Roland, Oklahoma, with Logan Sarah 111J. And in second place, we'll go to back number 60432, Natalie Brunk, also of Roland, Oklahoma, with Logan Ice JD. We'll now bring in Class 2 Fullblood Simmental heifers born September of 2020.
Back over in the Fullblood show, tremendous heifer here that wins the senior yearling senior calf class here. Certainly tons of rib shape, tons of body. Maybe to an extent she's almost so easy fleshing, she's got a little more on her, but that's okay. It's starting to get cold out, and those kind of cattle last. She's got a really nice spread there in her udder structure. Really nice, complete female single entry.
Well, congratulations, Class 2 over here in Ring 1. The results of your Fullblood Simmental Septembers. First place went to back number 60435, Logland Farms of Roland, Oklahoma, with Logland Tovey 059H. We'll now bring in those first and seconds, and your judges will select their grand and reserve grand champion, Fullblood. Back over in the Shorthorn Plus ring, we do have the results of your first division. Champion Early Spring Heifer Calf went to back number 50711. Aben Cruella 1012 JET, exhibited by Kennedy Arthur of Stillwater, Oklahoma. And reserve champion went to back number 50701. Saul ST Unlimited Dreams 1311 JET, exhibited by Alyssa Albrecht of Harlan, Iowa. Now currently in the Shorthorn ring, we have Class 10 Junior Heifer Calves.
Okay, back in our Fullblood show, we just had two classes here, and certainly two really nice heifers, and there's a lot of similarity to them. They're both big-bodied cattle. They certainly have a lot of rib shape and dimension and volume there to them. I guess what it comes down to is that the heifer out of the senior calf class has a little more length to her. We like her better over her hip and her tail head. Like her a little better there at the ground in terms of her joint flexibility there. She's going to be our champion, so let's congratulate this young man. And the reserve will be the young lady's heifer up front. Thank you.
Well, congratulations in Class 10. First place would go to back number 50716, Steck Tamale RD 116 JET, exhibited by Keegan Steck of Woodstock, Minnesota. Second place went to back number 50717, Cane Paprika 928J, exhibited by Megan Brown of Greenville, Texas. Third place was exhibited by Case Glacier, and fourth place exhibited by Abilene Sullivan. We'll now bring in Class 11 Junior Heifer Calves.
We start into our Simbrah show with a really competitive single entry, undoubtedly a bull that's got a lot of quality, tons of style and shape about him, very sound in terms of his structure. We'll see what comes next in his division, but he's a good one.
Well, congratulations. Back over here in your Shorthorn Plus ring, results of Class 11. First place went to back number 50719, CF Mona Lisa, 136 Primo XET, exhibited by Cheyenne Bennett of Winchester, Indiana. Second place in that class went to back number 50725, exhibited by Kaya Hendrickson. Third place was exhibited by Dawson Barnett. Fourth place in that class exhibited by Maggie Potter, and fifth place was exhibited by Abigail Green. Now in ring 2 is Class 12 Junior Heifer Calves. Over in ring 1, we have started with your Simbrah Open Show. Class 3 Simbra Bulls, born May of 2021. First place went to Hagen Cattle Company of Yoakum, Texas, with Hagen L. Patron 12J. We'll now bring in Class 4 Simbra Bulls, born March and April of 2021.
Well, in the second class of bull calves, two individuals that certainly have a lot of quality and a lot of presence to them. We just see a lot more substance and ruggedness and overall structural correctness in the red bull. You see it up in the way his shoulder lays into him, the way he flexes out of that shoulder and handles that hip and hock. And yet in terms of overall stoutness and dimension, there's just more to him. He's got more width to his chest. He's boulder topped and has more hip and stifle. The black bull that comes in second, again, we like the quality that he offers. He's certainly big in terms of his testicle size. You like that about him. Maybe that's not quite as good in terms of the way he handles that hock, and maybe not as quite as dimensional as the calf that goes directly ahead of him, but certainly two bulls that have a lot of quality.
Well, congratulations. Over here in ring 1, results of Class 4 Simbra Bulls. First place goes to back number 60591, Hagen Cattle Company of Yoakum, Texas, with Hagen Julio 47J. And second place goes to back number 60589, Smith Genetics of Giddings, Texas, with Smith Easy Like 21J. We'll now bring in those first and seconds and select a champion reserve junior bull calf.
Well, back here on the bull show on the Simbra side, two really high quality individuals and a competitive second, the black bull that we had. But these two red bulls for Kyle and I think both do a lot of good for us. Look at the paper; they're both in line there. Tremendous spread both the bulls have, particularly the bull on the back end. There's about 2 months difference in age in these two bulls here on paper. And the bull that has the most performance still is the Baldy bull there back behind. And his numbers are pretty impressive when you study them. Set that kind of aside since both of them are pretty good and both, I think, offer a lot of utility from their breeding values. Study the cattle in terms of just their quality, how they're made, the joints, the soundness. I think it favors the younger bull just in how he's structured up through his front end. Really like the shape of his hock and his structure. You get into that bull relative to his frame, and he's very dense, a lot of shape and turn to him, a lot of quality in that bull. We see a lot of future in him. So we're going to use him for champion. Let's give that firm a nice hand, and the bull out of the second class will be reserved. Nice job.
Well, congratulations over here in your Simbrah ring, your champion junior bull calf. We'll go to back number 60587, Hagen Cattle Company of Yoakum, Texas, and reserve champion. We'll also go to Hagen Cattle Company with Hagen Julio 47J. We'll now bring in Class 5 Simbra bulls born November to December of 2020. Back over in the Shorthorn Plus ring, we have the result of Class 12. First place was exhibited by Alyssa Obrecht of Harlan, Iowa. Second place was exhibited by Houston Furry of Sullivan, Indiana. Third place went to Taylor Frazier of Jackson, Ohio. Fourth place was exhibited by Eli Matthews of Muldrow, Oklahoma. And fifth place went to Meredith Behrens of Colbert, Oklahoma. Now currently in ring 2, your judge, Mr. Chris Mullenix, is selecting his champion reserve junior heifer calf. Congratulations, your champion junior heifer calf goes to back number 50719 CF Mona Lisa 136 Primo XET, exhibited by Cheyenne Bennett. And congratulations, your reserve in this division goes to back number 50716, Steck Tamale RD 116 JET, exhibited by Keegan Steck of Woodstock, Minnesota. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors. We'll now bring in Class 15 Winter Heifer Calves.
Certainly a very good senior bull calf division here. Very worthy of these two being crowned division and reserve division champion. Numbers are pretty good on them. Cattle have growth and power, substance. Their indexes are definitely very fitting. Young man, let's just pull him around and show him to the crowd a little bit more. He's got a really nice black bull that transitions so well in every angle that you look at him. Very stylish and very sound and athletic when he gets out on the ring. Just moving there. Bull that really has a nice shape there in his forearm. We really like how his shoulder and knee sets in better into his body, makes him more athletic up front. Bull has enough shape to him. Baldy here and behind him has more power and hip and just probably a little more weight per day of age. But just as far as completeness, balance, structure, with enough doability, we thought he was a pretty easy place to start. Blaze-face bull is undoubtedly more rugged, more bone and power and substance in him. We really like his hip and quarter and length of body. And when that young lady can get him parked and put together, there's a lot of good in him, and he still has a lot of style to him. It's just up front, a little bit down into his knee and his shoulder. He wants to kind of come apart just there at the point of it a little bit more, but two really, really good bulls. Come next here, 1 and 3rd. Again, I think it's just kind of like the decision we made up on top. Bull has just a little bit more collectiveness to him, a little stronger in his top line, a little deeper and fuller there in his heart and his forearm. Moves just a little bit more collected out here on the walk. Nice bull. Definitely a Cavanese bull, and we appreciate that. Red Bull coming out next. Certainly appreciate his length of body. And all that, the performance that he has, pretty clean in his sheath. Bull is just a little bit more rigid there off of either end. Maybe just gets a bit flatter down through the lower 1/3 of his body. Good class. Give him a nice hand, please.
Congratulations in Class 15. First place exhibited by Devin Frazier of Meeker, Oklahoma, and second place was exhibited by Emma Arnett of Brookville, Ohio. Back over in Ring 1, the results of Class 5 Simbra Bulls born November to December of 2020. First place in Champion Senior Bull Calf went to back number 60595, Gance Allen of Blossom, Texas with 3cc CTCF Alpha. Second place in reserve in that division was exhibited by Avery Rendon. Third place exhibited by ARC Cattle Company. And fourth place was exhibited by Smith Genetics. Currently in the ring now is Class 6 Simbra Bulls born April of 2020. Well, congratulations in Class 16. First place went to back number 50735, Kaiserdale Will of Avenida, Iowa. And second place went to back number 50734, Aubrey Geisler of Loyal, Oklahoma. We'll now bring in those first and seconds and select the champion reserve senior heifer calf.
Well, as we get into our Aprils over here on the bull side, certainly two bulls that have some shape down their top and some muscularity to them, but when it comes down to it in terms of presence and balance and design, we just favor the bull that leads off the class, and the quality starts up through his front end. You see it up in his head and neck and the strength to his top line, the levelness and squareness out his hip, and we just like the added length of body that he offers. Both of the bulls is some we could change in terms of their structure. We just like the balance and presence in the bull that's going to win the class. The red bull certainly has an advantage in terms of maybe added weight of the two bulls out here, but with that, as we watch him go in motion, we just like to change that hip and structure and the set to that hind leg if we could. But two really functional bulls that have some testicle size and have some overall length and overall performance to them.
Well, congratulations over here in your Shorthorn ring. Results of your senior heifer calf division champion went to back number 50733. Soul Sweet Cherry 0541 HET, exhibited by Devin Frazier of Meeker, Oklahoma, and reserve champion back number 50735, exhibited by Kaiserdale Will. Now in the ring, we'll bring in Class 20 late spring yearling females.
All right, folks, very good bull show here. Not a lot of numbers, but very strong, very competitive in these single entry classes. And we have some real talent out here as far as showmanship. These young boys here are doing a really, really good job out here exhibiting these bulls, and it's kind of fun to watch them. Both Kyle and I have youngsters showing, and when you can see somebody at this age getting a job done like what this boy here in the center's doing, you just can't help but notice it. Setting that aside and looking at the bulls, certainly appreciative of the quality again. The numbers here, I think, complement the cattle pretty well. There's a lot of versatility, I think, in your bulls out here in your show, and there's one in particular for Kyle and I that ties together a lot of things we like: style, power, balance, soundness. He looks like a bull, and I think he's still got a lot of future left in him. So we'll go show you that champion and select a reserve. But thank the exhibitors, thank the breeders behind these cattle. Put your hands together for them. We'll show you the two champions.
Well, congratulations, your grand champion Simbra bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress in Oklahoma City. Back number 60587, Hagen Cattle Company of Yoakum, Texas, with Hagen L. Patron 12J. And congratulations, your reserve grand champion Simbrah Bull goes to Gants Allen Blossom, Texas with 3cc CTCF Alpha. Once again, congratulations to all of our Simbrah Bull exhibitors. We will get started here in just a moment with your Simbrah female show.
Well, in the pair division here, certainly a cow that comes out here and has some presence and quality to her. You see it in terms of the length of her front end, the strength to her top, the strength and length to her side. Certainly a female, you like that about. She's one that's good in terms of structure, and she's certainly got enough capacity. Maybe in terms of udder quality, maybe you'd like to see them 4 quarters a little fuller and maybe level that baseline of that udder up if we could. But certainly a calf that is trailing behind her that has some length and design and some presence to it as well. Really nice pair for this single entry. Congratulations to this exhibitor.
Well, congratulations over here in your Simbrah ring. Your champion Simbrah pair will go to Paisley Lightfoot of Needville, Texas, with Smith's LIV's Something Special. Congratulations to her. And back over here in your Shorthorn ring, we do have the results from Class 20. First place went to back number 50743. Reavers Lady 5HET, exhibited by Riley Nicole German. Second place went to back number 50744, exhibited by Sean Bays. Third place in that class, exhibited by Tyler DeGroot. Fourth place was exhibited by Addison Campbell. Fifth place in that class exhibited by Caden Kinder Worthington, and sixth place exhibited by Kinsey Atkinson. That class was also your intermediate champion and reserve. Now currently in the ring is class 23, early spring yearling females. Congratulations in Class 23, first place and your division champion. We'll go to back number 50746, Kane GARW Tamale Tada, 124 HET, exhibited by Ethan Davies of Bowling Green, Ohio. Second place went to back number 50756, exhibited by Joshua Vatchell. Third place in that class went to back number 50749, exhibited by Dason Cash. Fourth place was exhibited by Helen Spears. Fifth place exhibited by Macy Cook. Sixth place went to Ethan McCon. Seventh place was exhibited by Caden Alexander. And eighth place in that class exhibited by Case Carlson. Now in your Shorthorn ring, we'll bring in your final class, the Shorthorn Plus females. This will be Class 26. Two reminders to our Shorthorn Plus exhibitors. We are going to go right into the open Shorthorn Plus show. All of those females that just showed in our junior show do need to make their way to the scales before we show our open show. So once again, those females do need to get weighed, and we are going to start our open Shorthorn Plus show right after the junior show. Well, congratulations in your final division here in our Junior Shorthorn Plus show. First place and champion in that division goes to back number 50763, CFNB Demi 024 Primo XCT, exhibited by Samantha Van Voris of Bowling Green, Ohio. Reserve in that division will go to back number 50762, CMA Advanced Evolution, exhibited by Abigail Green of State Center, Iowa. And third place in that class, exhibited by Evan Endress of Okarche, Oklahoma. Well, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to bring in your champion and reserve champion division winners here in our Junior Shorthorn Plus show. A big round of applause for our judge today. This will be the final grand drive here with our judge, Mr. Chris Mullenix. If you can put your hands together for him.
Well, as we start into the female show, certainly appreciate what you have going on in the Shorthorn Plus show, and we'll keep it brief. But that man Sortner show sure done a lot for Kyle and I, and it's a big privilege to be on the other side of him. It is kind of cool how things work out, but we certainly wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Really, really competitive class here to start off with, and there is some age difference. We've got a May female here up front that just puts together for us the most totals in terms of her doability, her structure, balance, her pattern. Everything's right in that female. Certainly a very, very complete one. July heifer that sets in second to her. We certainly like the quality. We certainly like the style, the smoothness. She is a little greener condition, and that's probably how she needs to be being a July. We see a lot of future, see a lot of quality in her. She's built right down at the ground, just not quite the forerib, not quite the substance as that class winner. Really a strong, high-performing heifer here in third. Certainly like the performance and dimension and stoutness in her. She's just a little bit uncomfortable today, I think, around the ring. She wants to pull up just a little more there in her top, but a tremendously big-boned, stout-footed heifer, has a ton of length and performance. Female that closes the class, nice, petite, refined heifer, needs a little more time, just a little greener in terms of her performance.
Congratulations over here in your Simbra ring. First place went to back number 60440, Smith Genetics of Giddings, Texas, with Smith JCC, Unforgettable Choice. Second place was exhibited by Jacob Sansom. Third place exhibited by Hagen Cattle Company, and fourth to Gance Allen. We're now bringing Class 9 Simbra heifers born March to April of 2021. Congratulations, your grand champion junior Shorthorn Plus female goes to Shayla Bennett, Winchester, Indiana, with the CF Mona Lisa 136 Primo XCT. Well, congratulations, your reserve champion Shorthorn Plus female goes to back number 50763, CFNB Demi 024 Primo XCT, exhibited by Samantha Van Voris of Bowling Green, Ohio. Again, congratulations to our junior Shorthorn Plus exhibitors. A special thank you to our judge, Mr. Chris Mullenix. We are going to go right into our open Shorthorn Plus show. So exhibitors, please make your way to the scales. We are going to get started right away in here, right in here in ring 2.
Well, as we get into this next class of females here, maybe a little more contrasting all the way through it in different shapes and sizes and overall dimensions. But, you know, when we get them out here, we still think the quality heifer, even though that she's probably a nickel too big for us in terms of her size and potential mature cow weight. When you really look at them in terms of which one has the most quality, which one is going to maybe potentially generate the most dollars, it's got to be this black heifer. This in terms of her presence. It starts with the quality up through her front end, the strength of her top line, the length to her side, the set to her hind leg, and again, she's good in terms of her structure. Now, we do like the moderation, the fleshing ability, and certainly the EPD profile that we find in the red heifer here. But at the same time, we question ourselves, does she have enough growth? Is that cannon bone got enough length? Is she going to stretch out and go ahead and have enough grow to her? Because certainly she has the dimension. You look at her top, she's really powerful out of her hip. You like that about her. And she's really sound in terms of structure as well. The heifer that comes next is really refined up through that front end. You like the sharpness about her neck, but when you look at her strength, she maybe concerns you. She's a little flatter jawed heifer, and that follows on down into the ground. She's smaller footed and a little frailer boned. Like to stouten her up there, but certainly a nice balanced heifer that's really good in terms of her lines. Young man's red heifer that comes around is really rugged in terms of foot and bone. She's certainly got a big old top and a big old hip in her. From the profile, we just like to improve the quality in this heifer. This give you more style and balance and overall design. The red heifer that comes next, certainly packed full of meat and muscle, but maybe it works to her disadvantage. She's just getting a little more uncoordinated off them hind legs. She's a little rounder out of that hip. We just like to see her a little more maternal in that muscle shape. And the red heifer that comes around here that concludes the class, we just like to stouten her up and make her more three-dimensional.
Well, congratulations in Class 9. First place goes to back number 60444, Jacob Merritt of Henderson, Texas, with Smith TMP Heartfelt Magic. Second place was exhibited by Peyton Moore of Franklin, Texas. Third place went to Avery Rendon of Lorena, Texas. Fourth place exhibited by Ben Birch. Fifth place was exhibited by ARC Cattle Company. Sixth place in that class exhibited by Aiden Andersack. We're now going to bring in Class 10 Simbra heifers born January, February of 2021.
Another challenging class, a little up and down in terms of size and frame and just scope of where these cattle look like they're going to project to. But January, February class, we thought this female here on front put together a lot of good in terms of just her length, femininity, soundness, structure. Heifer gets out and moves really nice. Particularly, I think she just has maybe a little bit more sweep and turn there to her lower body and rib compared to the heifer there in second. We certainly like that heifer's style and look, and we'll get her back out here in a little bit. Female here in second, a smooth-shouldered, strong-topped heifer that's pretty darn sound when you get her out and move. Sound in terms of those joints and her structure. Maybe just a little bit plainer there through her front 1/3 and just not quite maybe the shape and turn to the rear third of her body in comparison to the heifers on either side of her. But we liked how she got up out of her front end and her shoulder and just that knee a little bit better than the red heifer coming next and third. Certainly admire all the rib shape and the power and the body in this red heifer coming out. She has a little more top and dimension there to her. She's maybe just a little bit short striding, just a little bit deeper there through her front end and her shoulder than we prefer. Baldy heifer next and fourth, has a little more length of body, a little more strength there in her top. We appreciate that. Again, maybe just a little bit tighter there in her heart and forerib, but we prefer her performance. We prefer her strength and performance and just substance in comparison to the red heifer that moves fine, just needs a little bit more substance. Thank you.
We have the results of Class 10 Simbra heifers. First place went to back number 60461, Riley Whitaker of Ranger, Texas. Second place in that class exhibited by Michaela Wolverton. Third place in that class exhibited by Paisley Lightfoot. Fourth place went to Joshua Andersack. And fifth place went to William Andersack. Now in ring one, we are going to bring in your first and seconds. We'll be selecting a champion reserve junior heifer calf. Well, for those of you just joining us in Jim Norick, we would like to welcome you to our open Shorthorn Plus show over here in Ring 2. Your judge this afternoon, Mr. John DeClerc of College Station, Texas.
Well, in this first division out here, in these smaller classes, maybe they all don't come to you all in the same cookie cutter design that you like, but I'll describe the differences in them and we'll go from there. The heifer that comes out of the first class, the May, the thing we like about her is cow power in terms of width of chest and depth of heart and center body capacity and depth of flank. She's fighting the halter out here, but I think when she goes ahead and relaxes, there's probably the soundest structured heifer that's the most flexible in terms of the way she handles her joints and the way she gets out of her knee. The heifer that comes out of the second class, like we said, we like the quality about her, but personally, if we could tone her down in terms of her size and maybe her performance out here would be more ideal in our standpoint in terms of a mature cow weight side. But we do like her design, we like her quality, and like her all presence. And then the January heifer calf that rounds out the class, again, one that's really good in terms of her lines. You like her structure, like her design. Maybe not quite as deep or soft through that center body as we see in the other cattle, but one that has a lot of presence and a lot of quality. Shane and I will just show you which ones we like out here today.
Well, we have the results of Class 1 over here in your Open Shorthorn Plus female show. First place went to back number 50239, KKW Miss Prestige, exhibited by Kelby Ann Worthington of El Reno, Oklahoma. Second place went to back number 50244, exhibited by John Robert Humphreys of Wolcott, Indiana. Third place was exhibited by Kelsey Culini. Fourth place was exhibited by Alexa Lane. Fifth place went to Cooper Lottery. And sixth place in that class exhibited by Stepping Stone Ranch. Now currently in Ring 2, we have Class 2 Late Spring Heifer Calves. We also have the results over here out of your Junior Heifer Calf Division. Champion was exhibited by Smith Genetics of Giddings, Texas, and Reserve Champion exhibited by Jacob Sansom of Brenham, Texas.
Good pair December and November females here in this class, and black heifer that wins it here just has to us just a little bit more forerib and shape to the lower 1/3 of her body, but still doesn't sacrifice any of the femininity and shape of neck that we certainly like in a good female. She's certainly strong down her top and lots of substance and just wit there about her. Pretty collected as she gets out on the move. We like this long-bodied, high-performing heifer next and second. Really impressive in terms of her figures and just the profile that she has and her growth. Top percent of the breed in that regard, up-headed. And this girl certainly has put a few hours in with this heifer, and you can tell that when she gets out here. Maybe just a little bit more off there in her rump and a little bit just choppy as she gets out there in her stride, but a good, strong heifer, 2 competitive females in that class.
Well, congratulations over here in Class 11 Simbra heifers. First place went to back number 60462, Keely Whitaker of Ranger, Texas, with Smith RFI Sugar Girl. And second place went to back number 60465, Peyton Moore, with LMC JSSC Aspen 5H171. We're now bringing Class 12 Simbra heifers born October of 2020. Well, congratulations in Class 2 late spring heifer calves. First place went to back number 50253, SS Myrtle Bow Bling 170ET, exhibited by Stetson Reedy. Second place in that class was exhibited by Carter Cornegie. Third place, exhibited by Xavier Ferris. Fourth place went to Casey Tulos. And fifth place went to Caden Kinder-Worthington. Sixth will be Isabella Delago. We'll now bring in those first and seconds and select champion reserve late spring heifer calf.
On the Simbrah side over here, again, a smaller class in terms of numbers, but the heifer that's going to win the class, certainly one that's good in terms of her lines. She's got a lot of length of side, and she is the soundest structured heifer in the class. With that added presence and design for Shane and I, we'd like to strengthen this female up. You see it up in her head. She's probably this too flat-jawed and narrow-chested. We maybe like to see more rib and overall heart girth in this heifer. But for what's out here in terms of soundness of structure, presence, and quality, she's going to have to win this class. The heifer that comes in second, this has more style and balance than the one in third. She's more muscular in terms of her top line, and she's got more dimension into her hip and quarter. We'd like to change her in terms of the way she handles that hind leg, but certainly like her length and like her stoutness. The red heifer that's going to conclude the class is this a little plainer in terms of her design, but with that, she's got some rib and body and fleshing ability to go along with it.
We get out here in this division a little bit like the prior division, I guess, for us as we step back and talk about it. You have just a little bit difference in terms of kind, and you just got to set your satchel down and decide where you're going to be at in terms of that and roll on through the day. But the cattle are good and the quality is deep in this show. No more numbers than what we have. It's just preference. For us, the heifer out of the first class has just a little bit more doability, a little more rib, a little more power, a little more strength with her, and we like her to go ahead and win the division. Congratulations. Let's give this girl a nice hand. Female that comes in second to her in that class, we like that length and performance that she offered. Certainly a lot of shape and turn to her. We talked about her maybe just getting a little bit rounder there off of her rump and her hip. She liked that muscle and thickness in her. Kind of go back to two kind of bigger framed, higher performing heifers here. We like kind of the balance, the bone, the hind leg quality, and the young lady's heifer to be reserved. Let's give her a good hand.
Well, congratulations over here in your Simbra ring. Your champion of that division goes to back number 60462, Keely Whitaker, and reserve to Avery Rendon. Back over here in the Shorthorn ring, we have the results of your first division. Champion was exhibited by Stetson Reedy and reserved to Carter Cornegie. Now in the ring is Class 5 Early Spring Heifer Calves.
Well, as we get into the summer borns, I think we find a really good heifer here to win this class. And, you know, it starts in just their mature cow size and the kind of body condition that she's in. She's a easy fleshing female, but still carries it really well. And you like the broodiness that she offers up through that front end, the strength to her jaw, the width to her chest, the depth to her heart. She's a big, bold topped heifer that's got a lot of width down her hip and down into her stifle. She's really good in her joints. You like her structure and the way she sets down that hind leg. The heifer that comes next is longer bodied and more extended. From the profile, though, we just see her drop down in that chest floor. She doesn't have near the presence or quality up through that head. From there on back, she's a little easier topped heifer. But with that, she's long-sided. You certainly like the rib and body and the capacity in her. I like the maternal muscle shape that heifer has to offer. We just like to clean up that chest for, if we could, strengthen up that top line. That red heifer that comes around is very powerful. You like that about her. She's big top, she's big hipped, she's got that base width to her. She's just a little rounder in her overall design. We just like to make her maybe more maternal in her muscle pattern.
Well, congratulations over here in your Shorthorn Plus ring. Results of Class 5. First place was exhibited by Reagan Easton of Bethany, Illinois with SSSL Main Attraction 148. Second place was exhibited by Miller Smith. Third place exhibited by Jacqueline Thomas. Fourth place was exhibited by Radley Eisenhower. And fifth place was exhibited by Maggie Bass. Now coming into the ring is Class 6 Early Spring Heifer Calves. Back over in the Simbra ring, we have the results of Class 13, first place, exhibited by Madison Rutledge of Covington, Texas, with TP3 Chocolate. Second place was exhibited by Stockton Lightfoot, and third place, Colt Richer. Now in the ring is Class 14, Simbra heifers born May, June of 2020.
Really nice class of May and June females here, and turned up the heat just a little bit. Good pair of heifers here that go 1 and 2, but the one up front just daylights them in terms of a step further in terms of quality and just that robustness and power and substance, and that eliteness that she has in her look and her quality up through her front 1/3, her tail head, her hind leg. We like that heifer a lot from the side in terms of that profile, but as you dig into them, both of them really have a lot of good. She just has more in terms of that power and robustness. Both of them have been genomically enhanced, and so I appreciate that. Both cattle have pretty good values and numbers on them. She maybe gives up just a little bit in terms of that Cavanese value, but that is a flat good heifer that wins this class for fun. Female in second, we really like the length in her. The bone and the foot size in this heifer is extraordinarily good. Gets around the ring and handles it pretty well all in the same time. There's just not as much middle and substance and body as you get into that heifer, but we like the length of her. We like the quality of her. Young lady does a tremendous job, and really, really like those feet that she has underneath. Red heifer in third, just to us is just a little lower maintenance type of female, a little more volume and depth there to her, a little stronger right there at the top of her shoulder and how she plays back there into her hip. Female that gets maybe just a little bit plainer relative to those cattle there right up ahead of her. Young lady's light red heifer here in fourth. Certainly like the dimension, the width in her. She has more than the young man's dark red heifer. Just a little bit plain again, though. Gets a little bit rounder there off of either end.
Well, congratulations back over here in ring one. Results of class 14. First place exhibited by Bailey Buzzard of Victoria, Texas with Miss Cricket. Second place was exhibited by Haley Hackett with Smith McCary Roxy 52H. Third place exhibited by Stockton Lightfoot. And fourth place exhibited by Paisley Rendon. Now bring in your first and seconds. Our judges will select their chain reserve intermediate heifers.
Well, as this division sets up here around the ring, I think we've picked pace a little bit, and you can kind of see that in the uniformity of the class winners here, and then we just pick it up again from there. So congratulations. We're going to keep both those heifers out of the last class together. Let's congratulate those exhibitors out here, though. Outstanding set of Simbra heifers.
Congratulations, your champion intermediate heifer goes to back number 60474, Bailey Buzzard of Victoria, Texas, and reserve champion in that division will go to back number 60472, Haley Hackett. We'll now bring in class 15. This will be your final class of Simbra heifers, born March to April of 2020. Well, congratulations. In Class 6, first place exhibited by back number 50269, Alyssa Albrecht with Sala ST Unlimited Dreams 1311 JET. Second place was exhibited by Faye Smith. Third place went to Casey Tulos. Fourth place was exhibited by AJ Show Cattle. Fifth place in that class exhibited by Harley Holman. And sixth place was exhibited by Shane Carlisle. Now coming into the ring is Class 7 early spring heifer calves.
Well, folks, as we get into our older female here, first I want to commend the feeders and the fitters and the breeders behind this heifer that's win this class. And in terms of the way she's presented out here, in terms of freshness and body condition and the way she gets out and feels her track and motors, there's a nice presentation. Just love the quality and freshness and broodiness that you see up in her head and neck. She's so clean at the base of her chest. You like that strength of her top line and the length of hip that she offers. She's beautiful in the way that she sets down that hind leg and she gets out of that knee. And then you get behind her, she's certainly nice and female in the way her muscle shape's designed. You get underneath this heifer, you're starting to see some udder development. Certainly see those teats are correctly sized and placed. Really nice place to start in this class. The red heifer that comes next is really muscular, and that's her class advantage. She's big topped and big hipped. With that, it maybe starts hurting her a little bit in terms of structure as she handles them hind two. But we did think there was enough product and maybe a little more presence to her from the profile to keep her in second. Personally, I like the broodiness found in the third place heifer. I wish we could tidy up that front end and give her a little more presence. But certainly there's a big-bodied female that's very efficient in terms of her kind. We come into another black heifer again. The young man's done a nice job with her. She's certainly long-sided and strong-topped. With that, maybe that's not quite the lower body and flank and overall structure that we see in some of the other cattle. And then the young lady's heifer that rounds out the class. She's big top, big-ended. Again, we'd just like to change the way she goes out here, maybe freshen her up in terms of condition.
Well, congratulations in your final division over here in your Simbra heifer show. Your champion will go to back number 60478, Hagen Cattle Company of Yoakum, Texas, with Hagen Destiny 55H. Reserve in that division goes to back number 60477, Hallie Hackett with Smith McCary, Look at Me Dixie. Third place went to Paisley Lightfoot. Fourth place exhibited by Colt Richard. And fifth place exhibited by Emily Birch. We are now going to bring in all of your champion reserves over here in our Simbra Heifer Show. Our judges will be selecting their grand and reserve grand champion, Simbra Female. For those of you sitting in the stands, please put your hands together and thank our judges today, Mr. Shane Bedwile and Kyle Perez. Well, congratulations over here in Class 7, early spring heifer calves. First place went to back number 50279, exhibited by Kennedy Arthur of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Second place was exhibited by Tyler DeGroot. Third place exhibited by Caitlin Snyder. Fourth place exhibited by Esco Shorthorn Farms, and fifth place was exhibited by Mabry Wharton. We'll now bring in your first and seconds over here in ring 2, select an early spring heifer calf champion.
Well, Kyle and I have enjoyed your female show here. It's certainly been good heifers and lots of decisions you've got to make and kind of just where you want to be. But I think all the heifers out here deserve a big, big hand. Why don't you do that for these exhibitors here? Really nice set of females, and it comes down to kind of these two out of the last divisions here. I think there's just a lot of quality in both of these heifers. They're a little bit different in terms of type, but we think there's one that's just maybe a little bit more elite, probably fits us just a little bit better in terms of frame and power. Then there's a really attractive, very feminine, very sound female that we really like the feet and maternal look and quality in. And so there's give and take, but one of these heifers I think just has just a little bit more of the extras when it comes down to this show. And I think one of the ones was Kyle's eye where we were talking there, one of the more intriguing females I think we've seen in this breed. We've both done a few of these shows, and she's certainly very, very intriguing in our opinion. I think definitely donor caliber. Nothing to take away from the reserve because she's not too far behind her. But an outstanding show. Thank these breeders, thank these exhibitors one more time. Appreciate the help in the ring today. We'll look forward to judging her show tomorrow.